I got you coming out of character. I'm bullshit, I'm all the way with it. Don't tell your friends they be trippin'. You don't want them to see you folded like this. You so excited when I go deep. She get to biting on my deep sea dive. I go Poseidon, and she know better than to tease me.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Undefined Podcast. I'm your host, Noble, and today I'm here with
your boy Day,
Joel.
And today we got a legendary engineer. Someone you probably didn't expect to see on here, but we got him today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Marv. I go by Mixed by Marv on social media. Engineer extraordinaire.
Extraordinary, you feel me?
Yeah.
So for everybody that doesn't know you, go ahead and just tell people what you do, who you are. Just give them a little bit of background.
Okay, cool. Well, my name is Marv. I'm a regular guy, but I do music for a living. I've been doing music professionally for the last 5 years. I own a recording studio. I've been recording pretty much any of your favorite artists I've damn near worked with already. I've recorded a lot of people. That's pretty much it. I've also I feel like I've taken this role as a businessman and try to expand and try to teach people about music business and how to make money into this, because most people start off with this as a hobby and they're trying to pivot and make it a career. And me being in the trenches with y'all, I kind of understand where y'all need to move. So I've been sharpening that blade a little bit. But I use a lot of my skills in the studio to kind of break down an artist and kind of figure out where they're trying to go, in a sense.
Main job is being an engineer, correct?
Yeah, for the most part, yep. Mixing or recording, yep.
What are the positives and negatives of being an engineer in the industry?
To be honest, negatives, I would say, is the long hours. You're dedicating a lot of time to another person's career. I've missed a lot of birthdays. I've missed a lot of special events. I've missed a lot of gatherings just because I get that call where it's like, hey, so-and-so's in the studio. We need you here. And especially if you're trying to take this serious, it's kind of like any other job, right? When you work, you eat. If you don't work, you don't eat. So when they call and you want to eat, you better eat, because that plate might not be there tomorrow. So It's one of those things where you have to capitalize on every moment. And I think that's probably one of the negative things. I would like to say the positives, I mean, you get to work with a lot of cool people. You get to meet people on a different level. I've met Big Sean, I've met Kehlani, I've met Benny the Butcher, Lil Baby, Gunna. I've met a lot of people.
Yeah, that's fire.
And just getting to know them on a different level, personality-wise.
Especially being an engineer, because then you really get up close and personal with people. You're very personable with people.
Yeah.
You meet them on a different level than everybody that don't know them. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, engineers are different. A lot of people don't know what goes into engineering, but it's a really almost voice-to-voice kind of job.
No, facts. I feel like when it comes to engineering, it's kind of like a therapist, right? Music is therapy for a lot of people. They reflect on their experiences, whether it's love, the streets, whatever it is that you end up doing, sadness, whatever mood you're in, you're describing your feelings. But every person is a human at the end of the day. So when fans see you, you got to be cool. You got to perceive a certain image. You got to be a certain way. But when you're in the studio, it's all unfiltered. I'm just sitting there and I'm hearing the raw, unfiltered version of you, where it's like, I could hear somebody say, damn, man, I don't want to take no more pictures with no fans. And I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time,
he's at a bar talking about his whole life and shit. You know what I mean?
Or they might sound a little trash on the rough shit, but then when you fix it up, it sound a lot better. But to piggyback off of what you said earlier, you said when you get that call, if you want to eat, you got to go eat, or you may not, that plate may not be there.
Yeah.
Has there been a time where you got that call, but you couldn't necessarily make it, and it was someone you really wanted to work with?
Yeah, so on some funny shit, I got a call for Coi Leray when she was coming up, and that session was the session that she went viral on the gram. She was in the studio dancing on one of the tabletops, and she had just did a crazy song. I saw that studio clip and I was like, damn, that was supposed to be me right there. I don't remember, but I
think I remember that.
It was
it wasn't too long ago. Huh?
It was
maybe 2 years ago. Or something.
Exactly. It's yeah.
I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Baby.
Yeah, it was one of them songs where I was like, damn, bro, I wish I would have taken that call. Yeah. But I was in a whole nother situation. battling for life and shit. So it was like one of those things. Yeah, I was like on a boat that was crashing. It was like some weird shit.
Jesus. Yeah. Do you want to tell a story about that shit? I feel like people are gonna want to know that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it. Shit.
No, it's cool. I was with a bunch of friends. It was like a birthday. We went on a charter in Long Beach, and I guess the guy was not supposed to do a charter, but we paid him a little extra to just keep quiet. And like he didn't realize he was getting too close to the side of the like the shore and shit
or whatever.
Yeah, the dock, and like we were getting close to the fucking rocks and stuff. You just see the captain outside of the boat trying to hold the boat, and I'm like, bro, this thing is you can't hold this, bro. This is 1,000 pounds. You're not He's just like, somebody help me. I'm like,
y'all
no,
paid the wrong dude.
I'm like, what the hell? Then the I forgot what it's called, but like the Coast Guard came by and was like, are you running a charter right now? He's like, no, these are just my friends. And then everybody's like, no, he's running a charter. Get us the fuck out of here and shit like that. So while they're pulling us out, like the Coast Guard is pulling the whole boat away from the thing, I'm getting the call like, hey, can you come through in like 45 minutes? Coil Ray's here, you know, in the A room and shit. And I'm like,
you're like fucking swaying on the boat and shit. You're like,
and like, got off and started swimming to shore.
And it was crazy because like a day before, I had literally said, I had talked to my friend. I was like, dude, I don't know why, but I want to work with that girl. Like, I feel like she's gonna pop off. Like she's gonna be the next, like, I don't know, she's gonna go viral, and I just want to be a part of that moment. And yeah, I couldn't take it. I was having anxiety. It sucked. Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's, again, like I don't turn down sessions. I never turned down that call, but that was one of those where it's like, I didn't eat.
You literally can't.
Yeah. I couldn't.
So you can do about it. When all those sessions come to you, how do they come to you? For those people that don't know, you know what I mean? Like how does that end up happening? How does that come about for all those big artists?
Yeah. So my situation was a little different, how I got into the industry. I was working at a Verizon, 6 years ago probably. And I made a conscious decision to quit my job. I was like, I saved up enough money. Let me try the music industry. I got picked up by Hit Boy's engineer as like his intern. So immediately, like, I went from selling phones to like, I'm in the room with J305, Hit Boy, and like Dom Kennedy's down the hall. Like what the fuck? There's plaques. I just seen a Kendrick plaque like for the first time. Like I was kind of tripping out, and shit kind of happens quick. And while you're in those environments, it's kind of like the best way I could describe it is like I went from regular to like just a crazy like superficial life, and like you have to adapt. You have to adapt quick, very fast. Yeah, you can't, like, you have to act a certain way around these people. You have to realize that like high-end people are also normal people, but like this is their job.
Right.
So while they're in the studio, you could be geeking that certain people are in the studio, but like they're not here for meet and greets.
They're the work.
They're here to record music. 100%. They're here to get opinions. They're here to like show off what they need to show off, get business deals. And like I had to learn really, really quick that like, damn, like who's important in the room? Like who's the one that's leading the conversations? Because I'm just an engineer. I'm just sitting there until I'm being told when to work, you know? But I start to observe and I start to see who's in charge, and I see the A&Rs are in charge. I see the managers are in charge. I see certain executives. I made friends with those people post sessions. So I got advice from my mentor where he was like, if you want to eat forever, make friends with these people. They're the ones that are going to feed you. They're the ones that are running the talent into the studio. You need to get booked. Be friends with the A&R. He's going to book you.
It's always the behind the scenes people, bro.
Everybody behind the scenes has the power.
It's the people that are the quietest people in the room, to be honest, at the end of the day, that end up being those people that help you eat.
Exactly. 100%. A lot of the people behind the scenes have the power to change your whole existence, for real.
Even how we first met, bro. Do you remember how we first met in the first place?
Yeah.
Bro, we literally were at the event. It was, where was it at? It was a college.
It was Merced, I think.
Yeah, it was a Merced, and we were at they booked Leo to perform out there, and Ness was supposed to pop out for an artist, and we just met in passing, bro. It was just like a type of thing of like, oh, you manage him? Oh, I manage this guy. Then we ended up meeting like that. But mind you, we were two of the quietest people there. That's why I ended up bringing that up, and we made that connection, and shit. Here we are today.
Look at us now.
Sure.
Yeah, scaling and doing our own shit.
No, for real.
So kind of going into it, because a lot of people that are watching this are probably upcoming in the music industry, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So for these sessions, I know obviously sometimes you're just an assistant engineer maybe, but for these sessions that you do take for these bigger artists, are all prices the same for all artists? He said,
yeah, it was a conflict of me to develop my business model,
For sure.
because I started off with a lot of underground artists. I started off with a lot of independent artists. I was in the room with the big people, and I would tell the little people, this is how they move. So y'all need to move like this if y'all want to look right. And then I see them moving a certain way, and then they're elevating, and I'm like, if you're elevating with the little bit of advice, budgets are going to come in. I can soon charge you what I charge them, but like there has to be a price differentiation. The person that's like coming up can't afford $150 an hour for a nice ass studio, a really high end engineer, and like just a overall luxury experience. But somebody could afford $50 an hour, and like being able to differentiate your clientele is a very key part in like making money as an engineer.
Especially out here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Because where we come from, I believe it's a little bit different. Like it's just a flat rate, you know what I mean? But then again, you don't have all these bigger artists coming through studios. Like here, it's normal. You go into a studio, next door, there might be a really big artist that you admire. But in other places that other people live, obviously outside of Los Angeles, once again, shout out to Los Angeles, shout out to the Watts that we're at right now. But obviously it might not be the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's 100%. I think what you're saying is liable as well as like a business model. You know what I mean?
Right. And it ends up coming full circle too, because when those artists are independent and they only can afford the $50, if some of them pop off and get signed, then you can switch to the other model. So.
Yeah, and it's always a conversation. The way I look at it is like I've had a conversation with an artist one time independently, and I'm like, hey bro, you're coming up. You just got paid like $1,000 for a show, right? The next time you're moving up, you're probably gonna ask for another $1,000, right? Probably gonna be $2,000 a show. You got to think, as an engineer, I'm probably gonna go up in price too, just based off of my reputation as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it goes hand in hand in correlation with that.
Future price goes up as you continue growing. As you continue going up as an engineer, it's gonna correlate the same way. But I feel like it's the same in all creative spaces in a sense. You know what I mean?
sure.
If the videographer starts getting more popular, shit, that price is about to
just
go
for like
up.
anything, like just in business in general.
It just
if you're getting more up there, of course you're gonna up your prices and everything.
Price is never the same. You know what I'm saying? But there's also like, as an engineer, like there's also those things where, like, for example, I have the leniency because I am a popular engineer. I make good money doing this. I can take chances. So there's some talent where I'm like, damn, you don't have the foundation. You don't have this and that. You know what? I own a studio. Let me put you in the studio and let me see how you work.
What's your regular price per hour right now?
It's a little expensive. I usually charge about $85 to $100 an hour. But again, I work with all budgets. Like I've
That's
charged
including the room, everything, or is it just you as an engineer?
No, it's room, engineering.
Okay.
I even consult sometimes. Like sometimes people book sessions, to be honest, to just show me their album, like just to get my opinion. And like, Marv, who would you put me in the room with? And I'd be like, you know what? Just give me a second. Hold on. Make a phone call. Now I'm setting up a meeting with
That's
an
fucking
A&R.
fire, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fire as fuck.
And you seem like the type too who's just gonna kind of like evaluate the different situations. Like even though you may not necessarily be including that in the price, if you feel like it's right, you're still gonna do it because that's what you feel like in the moment.
Yeah, I think I've always been taught, like my mom taught me this, is like you treat people how you would want to be treated, right? So, and that's like an old ass principle from
It's the
when you're a
golden rule,
kid.
right? Isn't that what it's called? Yeah.
Exactly. So like, there's been times in my life where I wanted people to help me. You know what I'm trying to say? And I wasn't in a position where they can help me. You know what I'm trying to say? Now I'm in a position where I can help. If I tell even my artists that I manage, I say like, if I'm working harder than you, why am I going to put you in position? It just don't make sense. But if you're working just as hard towards something that I see like you're working towards, let me make a phone call real quick.
And it can also be discouraging for you as a manager as well if you're working
100%.
harder than your artist. Because I mean, I manage artists too, so I understand that fact that is a reality that comes with it.
Facts.
There is a real duality that comes with it too in terms of personal life and this whole music shit and entrepreneurship that comes with it.
For sure. And just investing in people. Like I've always seen value in anybody. I don't judge anybody based off of like what your upbringing is or what your situation is. If you're talented, you're talented. If you're meant to be somewhere, you're meant to be somewhere. If you're meant to be in the league, you're supposed to be in the league. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. How do you kind of differentiate keeping your personal relationships separate from like the business relationships? Because you may have a friend that likes to make music, but he's absolutely trash. So how do you kind of...
And name that person.
Yeah. How do you differentiate that?
It's funny because
One of my friends is trash.
I was gonna say like not necessarily that my friends are trash, but a lot of my friends see that I came up, and they're kind of like, "Oh, Marv's up, we on." I'm sitting here, and I'm sitting here like, I'm on. Y'all got to put in the work. I will make the recommendation. I will put you in the room.
I'll put you in position to do well.
But you also have to understand that like my reputation's also on the line by me vouching for you.
Right.
So if like if you're telling me that you're practicing producing, you're producing, show me your beats. Why not? If you're like gonna argue with me over showing me beats,
then
you're not gonna want to show the artist beats.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna want to show the artist beats? How are you gonna want to show an executive beats? How are you gonna want to show Elliot Grange? We talked about him earlier. How are you gonna want to show him beats? Like, if you can't even show your own boy beats, then like, and you're getting defensive about it, you need to work on yourself.
Well, work leads to self-belief at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If someone hasn't put in the work, you're going to see it because of the fact of how much they believe in themselves.
Exactly.
Like, that shit is very transparent when you first meet someone, especially when you're in this industry and so much people create. I mean, you have so much people some people are very confident. They don't even have the reason to be confident. But then again, maybe they put in that work even to get to that spot. Not everybody's just God blessed. Some people have to work for this shit. You feel me?
And imagine if like you stick your neck out for somebody, they're gonna like, let's say I'm cool with Dr. Dre. Let's just say, right? And one of my homies is a fire ass producer. I'm gonna put him in the room with Dr. Dre. You better fucking score 60 points that game because like it's my neck on the line. Dr. Dre's gonna be like, you think he's hard?
Be on your best
performance.
He's
hard. All right, tell him to come through. You got to go through security. You got to go through this badge just to even get in the room. You better play your best shit.
Yeah.
But if like you play some stuff and Dr. Dre's like,
Yeah.
At that point, now you lost your credibility.
Have you ever been in that position though, like where you like brought somebody, whether it was an artist or producer or whatever, and then you bring them to like you put them in that room and you're like, he did. I mean, I was expecting you to score 60, but you scored like 10 points. You know, 9
he gave you,
20 or some shit.
He gave you a D-Lo performance.
Yeah.
Okay,
I definitely have put people in some of those positions where like, and I learned like I didn't vet it. You know what I mean? I assumed like I didn't want the argument. I didn't want to fight you over playing some beats. Man, you know I got okay, let's go. Marv, who the fuck
did you bring right
like,
now?
at that point, it's like, my bad, bro.
And have you ever been on the opposite side of that, where like you thought they like went crazy, and then the person that they were in the room with was like,
and drop the name.
Who was it?
Actually, there was one time. So I was managing a producer. His name is Sabi. And I had got him in the room with like Phoenix, for example. And my other boy got his producer in with Phoenix. My producer played one beat. Phoenix immediately wanted to get on it. The other dude played a beat. He was like, yo, play something else. Play something else. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So my guy had the upper hand. I put him in a session with somebody else. It was the same thing. First beat, he's already getting in the booth. Marv loaded up. Another session. And then it was one time with Bang Gang Lonnie. I brought him in and he played some Detroit sounding shit, but he was like, man, you know, I like some ghetto, like gospel, Detroit sounding shit. You got anything with like horn, like just certain sounds and stuff. And it just wasn't his vibe. And like we couldn't map it. You know what I'm trying to say? We couldn't pick it up and shit.
Well, that happens with different like cultures, different cities.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that's just personal preference at the end of the day. And that comes up a lot when it comes to creation.
Especially with us being in Cali. There's a ton of motherfuckers that'll come here and they're like, I can't hop on this West Coast shit.
Facts.
So,
no, for real.
That was one of those moments where it was like, it just wasn't clicking. It just wasn't there. And I was like, yo, this shit hard, huh? He's like, it's cool. Like,
You're like, I already know what type of time you are. I know exactly what you were saying to me.
He ain't feeling this shit.
But well, shit. To go away from the business shit a little bit, let's get into our first game, should we?
Yeah, let's do
it. All right. So this is Plead the Fifth. You know what Plead the Fifth is?
Where you don't want to like admit guilt or anything like that, right?
Yeah, it's basically. Like so this is our version of basically truth or drink.
Okay.
So if you answer one of the questions that we give you, we gotta take a shot. Okay. If you bow out, you don't want to answer it.
I drink.
You gotta take a shot.
Okay. Yeah,
all right. So first question is, what's the worst session you ever had? Tell the story and take a shot, or take a shot.
Oh fuck.
And tell the name.
Yeah, you had to say the name of the person too. That is a part of this.
Take
sadly.
a shot, bro.
Yeah, did he take a shot?
We had a whole podcast.
I want to hear about it off camera.
Pass it to him.
I'll take a shot and I'll say it.
Okay,
but
oh shit,
just no name.
I ain't afraid to say it. Okay. No, I'll say the name.
What you taking a shot for?
It's okay.
He just wants to drink, bro.
Yeah, it's okay.
The homie alcoholic.
No, I just
the homie
appreciate y'all bringing me out, but
of
course.
No, so I got called in for a session with this guy named it was Travis something. No, Travis.
He up and coming.
Travis Scott.
No, it wasn't Travis Scott. I thought it was Travis Scott, but it wasn't. But basically, he's part of Cactus Jack, and Don Tolliver was coming in for a feature, and the session that he gave me, I tried to open it in the studio, and there was cracked plugins in it, so the session wasn't loading, and then because it wasn't.
He laughs because he works. He asked us earlier to ask the last person we interviewed, the producer,
if he had cracked
plugins.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so that's why he's laughing.
So you said he's a part of Cactus Jack?
Yeah. So
was it Fago?
No, it was this guy named Travis. Travis something.
There's
Travis
another
Hunter.
person named Cactus.
No, it's Travis Scott's label, Cactus Jack, but I forgot his name. It's Travis Travis.
You know who you are if you're watching this right now.
I forgot his name,
You're
but
good, brother.
anywho,
Go ahead.
Don Tolliver was his feature. I tried to load up the session. The session wasn't loading because of the cracked plugins. I had the assistant come in. He was troubleshooting the computer. The computer kept crashing. It kept freezing. I was like, fuck, bro. And then he's like, yo, so what's up with the session, dog? I was like, I don't even know, bro. Like, I
don't know what you want me to do.
So I was trying to open it and shit. And he's like, all right, well, Don's coming in a sec. Like, I just need this shit open. And I was like, I got you. 1 second. And I'm trying to open it and shit. Can't open it. And then finally we reset the whole computer. We started opening it, and then certain plugins didn't load up. But I fucked up because the whole session was in one color, for example. Like each track was a specific color, and it all had the same like recording DUP 4, recording DUP 5, recording DUP 6. Like it's all the same.
They did like subcategories.
Yeah, type shit.
Yeah.
Like the name of the files and stuff.
It's engineering
like,
talk, bro.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Basically, each file had like the same name, and so like I couldn't tell what was what. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like everything's there, but like everything, nothing.
Like
looks
it's in the
different
same
from each
name.
other.
Yeah.
So you don't know
You
what's
don't know
what.
what anything
You don't know
is.
what. Like, you know when you load photos from like a memory card and it says DSC
Oh,
006,
yeah.
DSC.
So you got to click through all
of them just to see what is what, you know?
Wow.
And then Don
same
came,
picture of you, just different angles.
Yeah.
basically, and then Don came in, and then he put his bag down. He was getting ready, and I was nervous as fuck because it's Don Tolliver, and he was on the height of Lemonade. So I was
Don
like,
Tolliver's him, by the way.
yeah.
Let's put it out there.
And when that song came out, I mean, I had literally just listened to that before going to the studio. So I'm in the studio and then Don's in there. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like not happening right now. And he goes in, he records some background vocals, and he records part of his verse and records some background vocals. I fucked up and I lost his background vocals in the mix of shit. Like I don't like it's in there, but I don't know like which file it
which
is.
one it is.
You know what I'm saying? And so then you just hear him in the back. Hey, bro, turn up my backgrounds.
So you're like,
Of course, he's
you're like,
fucking
what's that,
says that.
bro?
I got you,
I
brother.
got you 1 second. Trying to figure it out. And he's like, no, the ones I just did. I'm like, I got you 1 second. Bro, my heart's racing. My hands are
Did you ever
sweating.
end up final?
Bro walked out. I ain't gonna hold you.
For real?
It was like the worst session. After that session, I've never had a fucked up session. I swear to God. But I tell everybody this session
He was in there sweating, working on that shit.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Making sure you had everything right, bro.
He basically made a comment. He was like, he told bro, he was like, hey, bro, like, let's just come back in here when we get like a real engineer and shit. And like, just, you know what I'm saying? This is early in my career, though. This is like very early in my career.
Lemonade, what Lemonade dropped with 19?
No, I want to know from him though.
Yeah.
From
This
his
was like,
career.
I think this was my 5th professional session at this spot.
okay.
And it was like mad early.
That's insane, bro. I'm not gonna
Bro,
lie to you. That's a crazy story.
Bro, it was pretty bad. And he was like, yeah, bro, maybe we can get he said a real engineer. That's what pissed me off. He said we could get a real engineer in here and, he could do what it do. He's like, we'll just get it next time, bro. It's good. And then he walked out. And then when he walked out, bro literally was just like,
Who the
artist.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've been trying to get Don in the room for a month, bro. He's like, all right, bro, fuck it. Let's just record. And then same shit happened, bro. Like, I was too nervous. I lost his backgrounds, and it was just, bro, it was just like, bro, how'd you lose my shit? And you just lost his shit. And then like, oh my, bro.
Honestly,
But you know what?
Honestly, I don't even know how to keep that cool in that situation. Cause me, like, I feel like I'd be so frustrated that I would.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I just like left for a second.
Started screaming in
Went
the
to
mirror.
go cry in the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom. I put some water on my face. I came back and I was like, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. He's like, no. He apologized to me because he had low key like
That was
yelled.
his fault, right?
Like
Because
he had
he
yelled
got
and
the
shit.
crack shit or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And he was like, nah, bro. I know you don't know what the fuck is happening in this shit, and this shit was already crashing. I'm just frustrated. And I was like, nah, it's good. He's like, I just ain't ever seen Don walk out like that. And I was just like,
Like, and it had to be on me.
and I was like, you ain't never seen him walk out like that? He's like, never. I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
That's the first.
And you've never seen Don since then?
No, I did.
Oh,
I
for
did
real?
in Hit
Okay.
Boy's room. He didn't recognize me though, so it was good. It was
Oh,
good.
touch it.
I would've
Start
brought it
over.
up.
Start over.
I was hiding. Yeah, I was.
I'm a real
But-
engineer now.
But also,
It is big.
it takes shit like that from you to learn from it, and then like
Yeah.
maybe now you probably
I
make
hear
sure
good
that
things
it's
about
not
you now,
crack.
bro.
You know.
You know?
No, yeah, that was very, very early. I kid you not. Like, I was pretty depressed after that session. I didn't want to go back to that studio. I was like, dude, I don't know if I could handle another big session. But like shortly after, I did a really big play with this guy named Bugs Ronan, who's like Lil Uzi's producer, and I linked him with Derek Milano at the studio. And I did a whole A&R play where like Derek was like, how the fuck are all we in this room right now with Bugs and shit? And then he was like, oh, just because that dude right there. And that's where I got like a taste of the A&Ring. And that gave my confidence
Honestly,
up.
bro, that shit's some of the most gratifying shit like in the world, to be honest. In terms of like
Yeah.
shit that I've seen in the industry,
Yeah.
that shit, because it's like the easiest plays but like it's the shit that people don't think about.
Yeah, for sure.
It just takes an extra like little like step that you take to actually make shit happen. And once you make the shit happen, it's like, oh,
No, facts.
just step back at that point.
No, facts. And after that session, bro, I scored 1,000 points every game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
There you
I
go.
not.
But a Wilt
Way to
Chamberlain
bounce
numbers,
back,
huh?
huh?
Yeah, I bounced the fuck back. I went
Hell
3-time
yeah.
platinum after that. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Talk your shit.
yeah,
It's the place to do it, brother. All right, let's get into the next one.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
question,
yeah.
because we got a little bit sidetracked on that
It's
one. But
all
that was a
good.
great story, regardless.
Damn, I
of that
forgot
shit.
we're in the questions,
Nah,
bro.
for
God
real.
damn.
You have a shot ready right now?
Yeah, I got
Go
one.
ahead and take that shit while I'm asking you this next one, bro. All right. So, what's the most you ever made in a year of being an engineer? You have to say the number or else take a shot.
Talk your shit.
Go
man.
ahead, pour that
You
up.
could pop your shit or you could take a shot, bro. It's up to you.
Uh,
If you're going to say it, this is the place to say it.
Pour
can I
that
say
up.
like, yeah, let me just pour up. Is
Okay, it's good.
definitely, it's definitely 6 figures, but I don't want to.
You don't want nigga pop.
I wanna
You
say
gonna
the
have that
number.
third cousin,
That's not including studio time, by the
That
way.
you ain't
His-
seen
the
in-
studio he owns.
14 years.
Yeah.
talking about let me hold 100,000 for this
The
business
Christmas
idea.
gifts got to be insane. We're recording the track before Christmas, by the way, y'all.
You gonna be like, cousin, I got $1 million business idea.
No, I definitely made over 6 figures for sure.
So
Definitely made
for,
over
for all the
6
people
figures.
that don't know you,
Yeah.
go ahead and name the 2 artists that you have that you manage.
Oh, I manage one artist. His name is K2IC, and then I manage another artist. His name is Nueva Leo. They're both going up right
Both
now.
going crazy.
Shout outs to them.
All right. So the question behind that whole thing: name your least favorite song from each of them, or take a shot.
Ooh.
My least favorite song. It's funny. I could answer this honestly though. K2IC, I made him delete all the songs that I didn't like.
Ones that came out though, that came out.
I mean,
It has to be something that the general public knows.
it's hard though because I definitely made him delete all the songs that I was like, yo, we're gonna hit refresh. Just
Well, I'll tell you
delete-
what. I think K2, just my personal opinion. I'm
Yeah.
just butting in here. But I think K2's grown so much within the last year or two, bro. Like
Oh, hell
his
yeah.
progression as an artist has actually been really fun to watch.
I
Like
appreciate
from when
it.
I first met him. So
Yeah.
that goes a lot to say. That goes a lot into engineering. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, for
Because that is how an artist grows a lot. But keep going with what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I think with K2, I don't think there is a song that I don't like because we picked every song that he like. Once I managed him, like I cleaned his whole slate, and then every song we put out together. Like he didn't put it out without me knowing. Actually, no, that's a fucking lie. He did put out one song that I didn't fuck with. It was Rock Yo Hips. I didn't fuck with that shit.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like some fucking.
Immediately on mine went to Rock Yo Hips.
It's like Rock Yo.
I know.
Yes, I could take you.
I wasn't fucking with that. He put that. He dropped that. And
Without telling you to?
Without telling me, and I was like, if you ever do that
I've
again,
dealt
I'm
with
probably
that.
gonna drop you, bro. And he was like, I won't ever do it again.
So did you guys take that one off or did you leave it up?
No, I think he left it up. Yeah, I told him it was cool just because like I
It's a
think when we
one
went to
time.
D Savage's tour, he did a couple shows there, and that song went up.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
like, redemption. Okay, I get it. To you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And then with Nueva Leo, Yeah, I'll just take a shot because I like all his music. I ain't gonna lie.
It's good, bro. Nah, Leo's a great artist. Shout out to Leo. He actually has the most viewed episode that we've ever had, bro.
Oh, right?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh,
it's at about 5,000 right now.
Oh,
bro,
that's
daily, I'm gonna let you know right now. But a lot of people don't even know is that watch the channel. Daily, it gets at least 40 views.
really.
At least.
He's been I ain't gonna lie, he's been going kind of crazy right now. Just touring, just shows. I think
That show in
personality
Oakland
too.
was
We're
looking
gonna get into it a lot
crazy,
later.
bro.
People really
I
show-
promise you.
they
We're
show
gonna
up
get
to
into
it.
it later.
Hell
We're
yeah,
gonna
they
get
show
into it
for him,
later.
bro.
Yeah.
But let's keep going with the game for now because we could talk. We could have a whole
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
We can have a
Go ahead and
convo
take that
after
shot, bro, and we'll move on to the next one. All right. All right. So going away from the music shit a little bit. You feel
Right.
me? Mind you, this might even happen tonight. Name the story of your craziest drunk experience, or take a shot.
My craziest drunk experience. Damn, I can't. I was in a fraternity, bro. So I can't even.
for
I
real?
can't even.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to college at CSUN, Cal State Northridge.
So they have the most fucking fast food restaurants on their campus, bro.
They fucking do.
You was eating good over there.
what?
Huh?
Yeah, they do. The food court is nasty.
Yeah,
It's
what?
crazy. Yeah, I was in a fraternity, bro. So I have some crazy, like I have some stories where like I was way too drunk, like made out with like 3 girls in one night, and then fucking ended up passed out, half like thrown up on the floor and shit. Like it was like fucked up. Just
Sounds like a good time.
yeah, it was. It
Well,
was.
name one of them, bro. I mean, you already gave like.
I mean that's one of them. It was definitely one of those where.
Peter- Remember the
We'll
others,
give you that one.
Take a shot.
Shot poured up already. That's good.
Cheers.
Oh,
we all
yeah,
do.
wait for
Oh,
Joel.
damn,
Wait for
bro.
Joel.
Ooh wee.
Yeah. It's dope,
Zooey
though.
Mama.
Hell yeah, it's
Okay.
it's crazy how a small world and like everybody connects, bro. That's what I love about this shit. It's like that's why like I say the shit I said about money is because like I don't like money being a determining factor for me to fuck with you because you're so cool and you're so talented.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
And that's what I noticed.
you know
And
what
I
I'm
can be
saying?
like the brokest person, but he's like really got some talent, but he can't
I'ma
go into the
push you.
studio to, you know.
I'm gonna push you.
And then
Like, you know what I'm
shit,
saying? 'Cause
You always
then-
hear about those stories. Like even the rappers are like really big right now. They're like, yeah, I was broke. I didn't have nothing. Like,
And
and I was
this
just making
person
this shit off
helped me
my
out.
phone. And when I get money, I get studio time, and that's when I make one song, 2 songs. I have enough for an hour, but
Yep.
I'll go in there and make as much as I can.
And
you know?
what's crazy though, people try to talk about like the controversy or like the beef stuff a lot more than like the good shit. Like people helping each other out, people actually collaborating and working together to make magic and make shit happen for real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a negative culture is definitely impacted for sure. You know what I'm saying? Negative part on the culture.
Yeah, negativity is a big part of the music industry in a general sense. But
Just in life.
going to the next question. So you're an engineer right now.
Yeah,
So if you let's say you had a talent level like Chris Brown, you feel me?
sure.
If you had to choose between the life of being an artist or an engineer like you are right now, which would you choose?
If I wanted to be an artist,
Yeah, and like let's say you had the talent to do it. Like you already knew you're
shit.
gonna be successful. You knew you're gonna get the money.
yeah.
Would you choose that or being an engineer still?
Honestly, like the way I got into engineering, I didn't have people to engineer. Like there wasn't a fucking list of talented people, and growing up, it was kind of fucked up. I would give people studio time, and they would just not show up. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they just would bail out on the studio time and shit. This is like when I was like coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Like what age?
I want to say like probably 15 to like maybe 22. Like
How old are
I
you
would-
right now, bro? If you know what I'm asking. If you don't mind.
I'm 30.
30? Oh,
Yeah, nobody believes me. I'm 30.
what's your ethnicity?
I'm Salvadorian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look
yeah.
young.
No, everybody-
Well, 30 ain't old, but
No, I got the Pharrell Williams shit.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm like, if I shave off everything, they think I'm 19. I still get carded and shit.
Yeah, I feel that.
I went to Vegas and my artist didn't get carded and I got carded.
wow.
Like
Leo
I-
looks way younger than you. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, and I manage him. What the fuck?
Yeah, like the fuck.
Yeah. But yeah. Wait, lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Sorry.
Artist or engineer, you already know you're gonna be
Right.
successful.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is like I didn't have nobody that wanted to come in to like be that artist. I wanted people to come in and like take on that artist responsibility. Let me be your engineer. Like I wanted to do that so bad and build and like have that success story. But like I realized like that's why I only work with people that work as hard as me, because those that have it easy or don't like really treat this like a job, I'm taking it serious and you're not taking it serious, and I'm getting mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting emotional about it because like you're not taking it serious and I'm taking it more serious. So for me, like I tried to be the artist, but I ended up just thinking like in my mind, I'm like, I like being behind the scenes. I like engineering. I like working with people. I like getting to know people, and I like pushing people. Some people are good as boxers and some people are good as coaches.
You need to know your role.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like I could find my Mike Tyson, but I have to be a good enough coach to train Mike Tyson to be a champion. And I feel like I'm a good coach. I just need the right fighter. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Beautifully said, bro. Beautifully said. We got people sleeping in the background right now and shit.
These niggas are snoring.
Shout out to the homie.
Shout out to the high homies in the back.
Snoring on camera.
Right now. Hey, okay.
Oh, cuddled up.
Going on a beanbag chair together and shit.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even want to see the behind the scenes of this podcast, bro. This shit get tricky on here. For real. All right, so
We both done that shit this season.
besides that shit, bro,
That nigga got sleep apnea.
he can't breathe. Okay, so name the worst mainstream artist out right now, or take a shot.
God damn.
Oh, I can't do that.
I can name that shit.
Yeah, I have to take a shot.
That's
Go
easy.
ahead, Joel. Name that shit then.
Yeah, you name it. I want to hear you. You want to hear
Let me
yours.
think a little
And I want to
bit.
hear yours. And I want to hear yours.
The worst out right now?
Yeah,
That's just like,
like you think is the least talented, I guess would be the best way to say it.
oh, man, I don't even want to say it, bro. I want to
I'll
say it, but I don't
say
want
it.
to say it,
I
to
don't
be
know
honest.
yet, though. Hold on. Let me think.
This
It's a
made-
girl, though.
I know I
It's
know
a
a
girl,
couple.
and then you know where
Don't
I'm
say
going.
Krishan. We picked on her last episode.
Hell no.
I wasn't gonna say.
Nah,
Krishan.
I don't want to say it.
I don't
but-
consider her an artist, so I wouldn't even say that.
I'm gonna tell y'all mine, and this may be unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
he
I'ma
has
just-
some
I'ma put
songs.
this on. I don't even know why I said it.
He has some songs that I fuck with, but I have seen him live multiple times, and I'm just like, no, this isn't it. I like the shit he made earlier years, like 2016, 2017, but for me, it's Playboy Cardi, to be honest.
I was
Oh,
literally
yeah.
about to say the
I don't
same
get the
thing.
hype. I don't.
I honestly,
I don't even like it.
I would co-sign
I don't
that.
like
Playboy Cardi, I believe, is one of the least talented rappers out right now.
And
Bro, his
I
first
got
album
my.
that he dropped was so fire, bro. Like the self-entitled
Yeah.
album. That shit was fire. I mean,
When he
Daylyn
first
was
came
fire
up,
too.
when he first came up, I
but
believe that, but
the whole lot of red shit and the other shit that he like, I'm
it
just
might
not
just be the
rocking
style
with it.
of rap, though.
Yeah.
It might be the style of rap and the fact that like my ears changed a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll
So-
tell you this though, the song that the Kid Cudi song with what was the dude's name? Young Nudie.
Mm-hmm.
That it's still like it never dropped, but it's one of the most like fire
Cardi?
unreleased shit ever. Like it's still going crazy. Like it got leaked, but they didn't drop it. But like that shit is still like one of the
He did.
most viewed shit on like YouTube.
He did go
that
crazy
shit.
on Carnival. He did go crazy on Carnival, though. I will give him that.
Yeah, we named it though, but you go ahead and,
And
take it, brother.
it's
Hey,
hard.
If you want to bow, you go ahead and bow
That
out,
was
bro.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't. I
can't.
mean, I was thinking about a girl, but
It's
I'm
hard
not even
though
going.
because I genuinely fuck with Cardi.
Yeah.
But it's just like when I try to really just like fuck with it, I just don't.
Can't.
I feel
I
like
go
just
back
don't.
to the Playboy Cardi album a lot though.
The
I'll go
old
back to it.
shit,
And
the
I'm like,
old,
His early
like
shit
the
is
Mac,
good.
the
His early shit is good.
Magnolias.
the plug,
Yeah,
with
I'm like,
Kodak and Richard Kid,
I
bro.
fuck
that
with
shit's
all that.
Crazy, bro.
actually I can't get into the Dave Blunt shit.
Yeah,
I ain't even tried to
I
listen.
can't even get into.
I just
the
see
Dave
that big
Blunt shit.
motherfucker. I'm just like, I only see him on social media.
Yeah, I can't.
Hey man,
I
you want
can't
that
get
Snoop,
into
bro?
it.
Come on,
you recorded
you
Dave
cannot
Blunt?
do that.
Nah, but my boy has, and at that studio, he
homie
went
has too.
viral.
He's
he went
tough or
viral
what?
for no, he went viral for breathing hard on the mic. Like, he was like,
Rick Ross.
he was like,
Let me stop. 'Cause I might be big.
hey bro,
one
let me
day.
do it one more time. And then he would like do this thing, but he was just like, I was like, whoa, that's crazy that he's going viral for
I'm not
that.
gonna get into it. I was gonna give a whole spiel. I'm not gonna get into it.
He
Go ahead,
might,
take the shot,
he might
bro.
be
Let's get to
fine.
the
I
next one.
see,
No,
look.
Dave Blunt is not. He's a talented artist. I don't even want to talk about.
I can't say nothing about his music because I haven't listened.
No, he is
I'm
a
gonna check him
talented
out.
artist.
Some of the bars he be saying, I'm like,
But
It's
Whoa.
like kind of crazy. I seen one. I think it
he's
was
a
an on the
gimmick
radar
artist.
one. It
He's
was
a
on the
gimmick
radar,
artist.
and he said
he's doing
something.
the head bob.
Yeah,
He's doing the
yeah,
head
and
bob.
I'ma
he
check
said
him
he
out.
said that line in there.
Yes,
I
he
know
did.
exactly what you're talking about. And I was like,
He did the hard. He did the hard. He did the hard ER for sure.
I was like, what the fuck?
No, he be saying the F word too. Y'all don't know what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is actually the first time we ever done this on Plead the Fifth, but this is called Pass It Out. Go ahead and pass out anyone that you want. Motherfucker, give me a second. Pass it out. So anybody that you want to take a shot right now on a panel, go ahead and give them a shot.
Anybody who wants to,
Yep.
I give them a shot?
I'm gonna give you the power, bro. On this one time. This is the one time I'll give you the power on the podcast.
To give a Grant a shot. I want you to take a shot.
Yeah.
Why me, bro? How'd I know you were gonna
Joel
choose me?
Dunford.
He the lightweight.
Because you was giving me that look and I already knew he was saying he was looking at me like he's gonna save me. I swear to God.
Bro, I felt it. Fuck.
Yeah,
I'll
he
take a
knew
shot, bro. I'll take a
I
shot.
ain't care if I took one or not.
He don't have to take a shot with me. I'm just gonna take a shot
You
with
by
It's
yourself,
you
myself.
alone. It's you
bro.
alone, bro. Go ahead.
I like this segment.
I love it too.
Is it
Yeah, 'cause y'all
we
didn't
only
get
do-
fucking
We only
chosen.
do the one time, right?
Yep, once.
Okay, cool.
Got some hoes.
Shut up. He passed it out and you caught it.
Your artist, Nova Leo, he's doing a lot of numbers right now.
For sure.
Go ahead and give us a little insight of what it took to get him there.
To be honest, Nueve Leo, man, he's a type of artist that gets in his head a lot.
Yeah.
I will say that. He's a type of artist that needs reassurance at all times. And not in a bad way, just more so he doesn't understand how talented he is sometimes, and he don't understand the impact that he make on people. And I have to constantly remind him, like, you're kind of a figure for some of these kids. You need to chill out. Or like, hey, you need to amplify that. Like, that's really
need to show
good.
that
You
more.
need to show that more. Or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And I think seeing how influential he is, I mean, like when he had the little gold tips on his hair, I would go to a show and then everybody got gold tips in their hair. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, you know what I'm trying to
His
say?
fan base right now, I'll tell you this much. It's like a fucking cult, bro.
Yeah, he got some cold
It
following,
is
bro.
dead ass. Like you guys remember when Lil Skies was coming up?
Yeah.
Bro, honestly,
Bro,
yeah.
those guys was
I would
lit.
literally
Poppin'.
compare it so well to what Lil Skies had
That's
coming
crazy,
up.
yeah.
Like it's almost like that West Coast edition. Like,
Yeah.
like for real. But like people don't know. If you pop out to a Nueva Leo show, you're gonna know in terms of the amount of impact that he has in his community and outside of that. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
puts out numbers outside of his ethnicity.
And
It's
it
not
be
only
cracking.
ethnicity.
It be cracking.
And besides that, the music he makes is great.
They do show up to support though. He Filipino, right?
I-
Shout out to my Filipino people. You
Shout out to
feel
our
me?
Filipino
Shout
people.
out to the
Y'all still
Filipinos.
support that podcast to this day. So shout out to y'all for real.
I said that on like one of the last pods or something where like Leo, he's like he really got some co-following. Like people really pop out for
Bro,
him.
what?
Yeah.
Like hella people really pop out for him.
You got to
bro.
think that dude Big X, he's from
Big X the
Texas,
Plug?
right? Big
Yeah,
X
yeah,
the
yeah.
Plug, yeah. He sold out Harlow's in Sacramento. He from Texas, right?
Right.
He sold out Harlow's in Sacramento. He going crazy on social media, right? Leo just sold out Harlow's in Sacramento. So you got to like just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
One
honestly-
one is like going crazier on one avenue, and one just has a solid ass
Fan base.
situation.
Yeah.
But
See what I'm saying?
it all goes into engagement
Yeah.
and actual interaction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because mind you, the numbers, who gives a fuck about the numbers at the end of the day? Because so many people, I can name so many people, I'm not going to do it.
Do
But I
it.
can name so many people that put up so much numbers, but at the end of the day, they're not selling no tickets.
Right.
What does that go to show you?
Right.
They have no support. They have no engagement. It's all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the fact that he does that, that goes into a testament of like how big he is getting and how much impact he's having in his community.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think like he himself as a young bull coming into the game, like I feel like he's figuring out how he fits in this game. You know what I'm saying? He's figuring out how he fits in the game, and he's figuring out how he can like make his stamp. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. That makes sense. Tell me what you're fucking saying. Okay?
No, I just said when you was like, it's a lot of niggas that do numbers but don't sell tickets. I was like, I know who you talking.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. Okay, now I get it. Now I
Well,
get it.
I mean that honestly,
we're not gonna
that's
shout out anyone.
But also like if you want to put it on a bigger scale, like you got
That's
to think
gang.
of bigger artists, right? I think Lil Durk had his he had an arena tour and he couldn't sell tickets, so he had to partner with Lil Baby, and then even then they couldn't sell it out.
They
They
canceled like a
couldn't.
couple shows.
Yeah,
It
A lot of
has
shows,
a lot to
actually.
go into self-awareness, bro,
Yeah.
and knowing where you're at in your music career. Because you
Yeah.
can't have an ego when it comes to this.
You
It's a
can't.
business. When you go into a business room, when you go into business and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
you have to kill your ego out the door, bro.
for sure. And like people like let's say Jennifer Lopez, she canceled her whole European tour because she sold no tickets. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like that is unfortunately it is a factor that some artists don't understand how to like captivate or cultivate.
Or just know like you know that you can't sell an arena, like go lower in capacity with shows and maybe impact that shit out.
All these artists have an ego, bro, so they won't. They don't have the self-awareness.
Ego-driven
I will say
always hurt you.
That's ego, and also people around them not keeping it real with them.
Yeah.
Because there's some artists who may not have a song that's not popular today. Like think of someone like a Keith Sweat. He don't have no songs that's like really popular today other than his old shit, but he gonna sell some shit out. But like Lil Baby and Durk, like, bro, they're great artists. They may stream a lot, but their fan base isn't necessarily coming out to buy tickets, especially if you're in places that are not really places where they're streaming your music.
And they're not really like performers like that. Like they're gonna come out and like, you know, rapping some shit, but like there's actual like artists that are performers that you're gonna go and get a good show. Like a fucking like I mean Chris Brown is fucking out of here, but like you're going and he's like dancing and he has the whole show, you know, he's fucking flying. And he sold out like in Nigeria, he sold out like the biggest stadium out there. It was like 90,000 tickets.
By the way, Chris Brown,
and he's flying in the fucking everything.
Like
that is one of the biggest like artists ever.
He's goated.
Ever.
He's goated.
I mean, even like if you think about it, even let's go to like just different genre. Let's go to like Hispanic music, right? Like
Bad Bunny?
like or just Peso Pluma is going crazy.
Peso Pluma is going
He's going crazy.
He was going crazy. GLP,
come on, like,
bro. And
but you mentioned
Chino
a show.
Pacas is going crazy.
But you mentioned a
Are
show.
you bilingual?
They do a show, right?
Yeah.
They bring out the bands.
100%.
They bring out the people. They have crazy situations. And I'm Salvi. What'd you say?
I said, are you bilingual?
Oh, yeah, I am bilingual. I speak Spanish and I speak English.
Do you listen to their music though?
Yeah, for sure.
Like all of them, like Chino Pacas and GLP.
It's funny because I didn't at first. Obviously, because I'm not Mexican, so it's like a bias. Like I don't understand it.
There's this Salvi and Mexican thing that
I don't understand it either. I don't get it.
Y'all don't be fucking with each other, kind of.
One of my best friends
The
is
gangs
Salvadorian,
don't be
actually.
fucking with each other, you know what I'm saying?
One of my best friends is Salvadorian. Like my best friend, like in life, is
For real?
Salvadorian.
Yeah, one of my very, very, very good friends is like full Mexican. We always make the joke, but he put me on to some of the music, and I'm like listening to some of the music. I was
fire, bro.
while I was building my
super
own
fire, bro.
studio, I was blasting Peso Pluma, like and Junior H and all kinds of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even then, like those people, I look at their stats and I'm like, y'all are selling tickets, but y'all are also selling out arenas in your city, but like they're putting on shows.
Well, I'll tell you
that's
what,
one thing
though,
that you mentioned.
Hispanic
I
culture
really,
has grown so
I
And
agree.
to get a Drake feature on a corrido, like come on,
bro.
Like
Hispanic,
shit is
Hispanic culture has grown
and he's only 18
in the last
bro.
5 years, like fucking crazy.
Crazy.
Bro.
You know-
People don't even know the scope of
That
how
shit started,
much
like, I
Hispanic
would
culture
say-
has spread. Like it's
Y'all would
become
say it was
cool to
probably
be
like-
Hispanic.
Y'all
all of a
can
sudden.
fact check me on this, but I think Bakersfield, our population is 50%
I think it might
Hispanic.
be a little bit over.
It's probably more.
Yeah,
It's
I think
probably
a
more,
little bit
but-
over. Yeah, so where we come from, but also out here, bro. I mean, it's not like there's a
I mean, yeah. I mean,
dip in
everywhere.
it.
I mean,
Everywhere
LA,
across California. you
LA
feel me?
is definitely like it's like like there's different,
Shout out
you
all
know,
my
but
Hispanics
it's like
out there,
a
by
lot
the
of
way.
like Hispanic.
Diversity.
There's
Shout out all
diversity,
my
as I said.
Hispanic brothers and all the Hispanic women I love.
Nah,
y'all.
real shit.
Shout out all the Latinos for real.
Well, y'all got my heart.
Okay, going back into we got,
Let's go back into
we got
this shit.
diverted a little bit. So
Yeah.
you have two artists.
Yeah.
Can you individually tell me your long-term vision for them and how you plan on getting them to that place?
So with K2 Icy, I see him evolving his music to be able to like genre bend. So he doesn't have to necessarily stay in his lane. He can figure out still how to like collaborate with people from different regions, like people from Atlanta, people from Florida. Like also ethnically, he's black. So he's in a black sport. As long as you stand out, you're gonna be able to make that connection and you're able to collaborate and expand the audience. With Nueve Leo, I've always said this, like because of his ethnic background, he's a standout. He is like the Manny Pacquiao in like an all black dominated sport. whenever there was a Jeremy Lin, I hate to bring that up, but whenever there was a Jeremy Lin scoring buckets,
all of a sudden you start putting your eyes on them a little more.
Yeah. ESPN's covered them more than the other person that was scoring just as much buckets. You know what I'm trying to say?
And Kobe was going crazy in that season too, and they started covering Linsanity.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, because culturally Leo he's Filipino in a black dominated sport. I feel like he's a standout because he's talented. He's cultivating an audience, and also his fans are looking at him like, wow, like you're a voice for us if we wanted to get into the culture. A lot of Filipinos sing. They want to become R&B singers and things like that.
It's a huge part of their culture. Huge.
And it's hard to break through. So he's allowing like a movement of where people are now trying. I've seen a lot of Asian artists on the rise.
And those are people buying the features from him too.
Yeah. And like I've seen a lot of uprise in a lot of Asian artists and stuff. So with him, I think culturally, I want him to solidify himself as a cultural icon.
If I had to tell you, I've said it from the start though. Motherfuckers could vouch for me too, because I was in a room when Leo had, I think, maybe 5,000 followers, and I literally said, I see this fool being one of the next faces of the West Coast.
And I remember too.
I'm not gonna drop names.
I remember who was in that room.
I'm not gonna drop names. I heard 2 or 3 people that are also artists in the West Coast say, "You are tripping. You are wrong."
I was in that same room with you, bro. I remember.
He is not going to be that. And I said,
they probably garbo artists. They garbage.
I'm not gonna say anything, but those people said that, and I said, just watch. And then honestly, still to this day, I see him being in that trajectory right now. Mind you, it's becoming so much more prominent now because of the fact that this tour is solidifying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you guys are very smart for doing it the way you guys are doing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It is solidifying that stature that he's at right now.
Yeah.
And also hip hop, R&B, it's in such a different place, like to where now we're seeing bigger artists like a Yeet come out. You feel me? Like, bro, don't nobody like that care about real music really care about what color and with the people gonna fuck with it.
And
regardless.
we talked about this in another podcast when we did Paris's actually. You know Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
Yeah.
That's the
when we did his podcast, we talked.
What the fuck?
That's Henny talking back.
That's the homie. That's the homie. I said that's the homie. That's the homie.
We're leaving that shit in too, gang.
Holy fuck. I'm sorry, Paris.
Shout out Paris, man. Shout out Paris.
Shout out
Hey,
Paris. That's the
by the way, Paris is one of the most talented artists that we've had on
Bro,
this
he's
shit
so
ever.
talented. He's so fire.
That'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
My bad,
Paris.
Hey, release that shit like per.
Drop right now.
Drop like per, bro.
So I'm trying to
Drop like
play
per,
it in the
please.
functions, bro,
Nah,
but you
for real,
ain't
for real.
trying
Real
to release it.
My whole point behind saying that was the fact that when we had his podcast, we talked about the fact that right now it actually is an advantage for these guys because the fact of Filipinos are getting behind their music so much, bro, that they basically have a fan base just waiting to get behind them. They just need to put the work in and actually have the good music behind it in order to get this fan base behind them. And Leo obviously already has that.
I'll tell you too. My virtual assistants, they from the Philippines, so I get the shit cracking out there too in the homeland. You feel me? I'll put them on.
I'm already.
Would you pay him like $9 an hour, bro?
No, I don't, nigga.
Probably like 7.
I pay them per deal.
He said like $9 an hour, bro. You got to bump up their pay a little bit.
So since becoming, you're self-employed right now,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So since becoming self-employed, what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
Damn. That's a good one. To be honest, it's like how I mentioned earlier, if you don't work, you don't eat. Just the biggest lesson is just take everything for what it is, but also balance. I feel like as an entrepreneur, like I've been wanting to just make the most money I can because like I said, if you don't eat,
You control it at the same time too.
Yeah. But if you don't eat that night, you don't eat tomorrow. So I try to eat all my food. You feel what I'm saying? But there's times, like I said, I miss birthdays. I've missed family gatherings. I've missed dates. I've missed like important things that like sometimes you can't get back. You know what I'm trying to say? So like finding that balance between personal and like professional and understanding like sometimes it's okay to take a personal
For sure.
is probably the biggest lesson I've learned. I struggle with that, but
And it's hard too because when you're doing what you're doing, it's like you don't know the next time you're gonna get paid.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta eat every opportunity you can. Like I'm in this like similar. It's a different business, but I'm commission based with my
100%.
business.
So you understand entirely because commission is literally. So let me put the work in and I eat.
I do real estate. So
There you
transaction management, but I only get paid when the transaction closes, which could be 30 to 45 days.
Yeah.
So it's like
Sometimes
you don't
60.
know. Yeah, you don't know when you'll get paid. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, no, I think that goes in a lot in the even personal life, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something I've learned just in terms of growing up as a man. You know what I mean? Balance between all aspects of life in terms of when to know to take care of yourself, when to know to spend time with the homies, when to know to work, like when to batten down. You feel me?
When to put that bottle down.
You feel me?
For sure.
Some people can't handle themselves all that bottle. Let me tell you, boy.
Yeah,
some people can't handle themselves. All
Stress is a motherfucker.
That Henny bottle talk to me like the Green Goblin does. Hey, get up, bitch.
The Henny in my shit.
Go out tonight. So besides that, going into a little more of the inspirational shit again.
Yeah.
If you could talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell him right now?
Honestly, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason.
Same, bro.
My mom taught me that, like instilled it in my head since I was a kid. So I wouldn't change anything. I would just say, hey, bro, whatever you think you finna do, just do it. Like, don't hesitate, just do it. Because at the end of the day, you finna be happy later in life. Because I'm happy later in life. But I wouldn't change anything. Everything I did made me. I'm patient because of everything I've been through. I morally have a good compass because of everything I've been through. I've been cheated on. I've been backstabbed. I've been destroyed in the worst ways possible. But all of that made me who I am, and that's why I give back. That's why I give those that don't, like, you wouldn't think you gave him a chance. Fuck yeah, I gave him a chance. Look how talented he is. Like I don't judge that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I've gone through the worst. So I honestly wouldn't change anything. I'd just be like, hey, bro, just whatever you think you finna do, just keep doing it, bro. Because at the end of the day, like
everything led you to where you are today.
Yeah, the down parts like taught me how to become a better version of myself. And I feel like
that might be some of the realest shit I ever heard on this podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, but because I 100% believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Like that is like, I think honestly, if I haven't believed that since I was like a kid type shit, I would have gone crazy. Like for real, because like there's certain things that have happened and it happens in all of our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like you're like, why the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
And if you don't believe everything happens for a reason, that shit gonna knock you off your hustle like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
There's been plenty of times where like I've had a blessing and it got taken away from me, and I'm like, no way, bro. Are you kidding me? And then like a week later, that blessing turned into something sour, and then I got a better blessing like shortly after just by meeting somebody. And I'm like, damn, so I really was supposed to like feel that way.
Like this was supposed to happen this way too.
I couldn't change it. If I changed it, I wouldn't even be in this position.
Yeah.
I would have been in an even worse situation because this shit didn't fall through. You know what I'm trying to say? So like,
for real.
I understand things happen for a reason. Life is the way it is. You can't control it. It's already written. The way I look at it is already written. I was already supposed to be here. I was already supposed to meet y'all. I was already supposed to do this. So can you change?
Real,
can you change?
Right.
Don't make a left. Instead, go right. I'm gonna go right anyway. You know
They're
what I'm trying to
watching
say?
this right
Like,
now for a reason.
it's just how it is.
They're watching this
Not
right now
only
for
that,
a reason.
Also, just not thinking. You can think about the future, but also enjoying the present moment
For sure.
because you don't know what's gonna be your last moment,
Bro.
So that's something I've been working on, is just trying to enjoy the present and being grateful for what I have now, and also like let's say I go to sleep and wake up tomorrow, being grateful that I even woke up. So you never know,
Bro, every moment, every night, every day you spend is so fleeting. Like it really goes into like just taking advantage of every single moment that you got on this earth, bro. Like it's some real shit, especially like, not to go too deep, but when you've like witnessed death firsthand, or like, even family members have passed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like seeing that kind of shit happen, or just knowing these people that have passed, I mean, shit, it's hard not to take a step back and be like, wow, like I really am taking this shit for granted right now.
Right.
Let me try to take advantage of every single moment I got on this fucking earth right now. Like, it's some real shit, bro.
Especially
that
if
has
you've
to
seen
be
that.
taken account of.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
100%,
If you've seen
bro.
that, you're gonna take
Like,
it to the fullest. You know.
and even the unseen. You got to think we've all made it to our 20s. 30.
Some people didn't make it that far.
Some people didn't even make it a fucking day.
No.
Some people didn't even make it hours. So we just got to be grateful for the time that we have had and the present moment.
Think about like the little stuff, and it's like people always say like the biggest blessing is like being able to come home at the end of the night. Yeah. You don't know if you're gonna go out and get in a car crash and fucking something happens, and maybe it's not like you die, but like maybe you get in a car crash and you get paralyzed and you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life.
And then your dick
it's
can't
a little
get
thing,
hard.
like you get home.
Real shit.
Bro, I'm over here saying something.
No, my uncle's paralyzed.
Bro, no, we all doing that.
He can't get hard though. I'm not. No,
You're saying some shit for the heart.
He's some pornos for his birthday. Bro. I just had to say that.
That's why Daylyn's on the fucking podcast.
I had to say that. They said he's paralyzed on the whole left side.
All right, she drinking. Take off her Vickies and get to telling her secrets. Got introduced by some bitches she used to be with. She used to fuck on this nigga I used to beef with. Fuck all that street shit, I'm cool as the other side of the pillow she be laying on in the morning time. How about the bed and hit Roscoe's and get a number 9 with a sunrise and some mac and cheese on the side. Stop playing everything, get 8. Just like she did. Make her wanna call her friends, tell them what we did. Make her wanna call her mama, tell her she got one. Tired of them lame ass niggas, I'm not one.
So before we get into the next game, y'all down to take a shot for the one time?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Cheers.
It's a great podcast,
cheers.
y'all. It's a great podcast. And if y'all watching this so far and y'all of age, shit, go ahead and take a shot with us. You feel me?
Say Dream Champs.
One person called us the underground drink tramps. Actually, that's what they called us, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, bro, don't mind.
They be drinking on that bitch, though.
Hey,
All right.
So Diddy was on that motherfucker.
Okay. See, this is what we're not going to do. Okay, so this next game is called This or That. So basically, I'm gonna name 2 artists. You're gonna pick between this one or that one.
Okay.
Okay. Mind you, if you don't want to, I made this a little bit hard for you. So if you do not want to answer it, you can take a shot for it.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't even know the people.
First one might be the toughest one, bro.
Okay.
Chico Russ versus Nueva Leo.
Don't do. Yeah, let me get.
I knew you couldn't, bro. See, that's the thing.
that one I can't do.
Hey, but for real,
I got a good relationship with both of those artists.
I know that too. That's why I did that. That's why I did that.
Pick. But at the same time, I love both those artists.
No, I think Chico Russ is actually one of the more talented R&B singers in the underground, like for sure. He's actually one of my dream podcast guests too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of.
Is that the one you told Jay Wavy?
No, for real,
for sure. January.
No, we could for sure do that because that's actually like one of the people that I really want to interview because I really think he's one of the most talented people in the scene. He's great at content too. He's one of the best like content creators and that are artists like out there right now.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I don't know him as a person, so I don't know. I can't vouch for any of that.
Yeah, he's signed to 300. He's from Montreal, so he's not from here.
Oh, okay.
But he does like R&B music.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the one that led the 2000s like movement. But dope personality, dope dude. Definitely get him on the podcast. That's easy. Like I'll definitely next month he's out here. I'm his engineer, so that's
I know
pitch that for sure.
I appreciate that, brother.
No, for sure, definitely got to get him on here. It would actually be interesting to see him drinking. I ain't gonna lie.
Does he drink like that or no?
Like that or
No, he don't drink at all. But the last time he was drunk, it was funny as fuck. He was at the studio.
I was gonna ask what he's on, but we'll just figure it out for ourselves.
Yeah, he's just a bubbly person. So in general, when he drinks, he's just extra funny, extra charismatic. Sorry. Do you have DJ Charisma for some reason? ADHD and shit.
Shout out Paris the homo.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Shout out Don Tolliver, bro. Shout out Don Tolliver, too. Shout out Don Tolliver, man.
Hey, dog.
Shout out to
Get another session in, bro.
Shout out to all the homies.
Hey, Don. Give him a chance to redeem himself,
The
man.
homie cold. Now let go.
Bro,
I honestly,
honestly,
if I ever recorded Don again, I swear to God.
Fuck that shit
make
up.
an album, bro. We can make an album.
Right.
All right, let's get into the next one before we get too deep. All right, Lil Baby versus Money Man.
Lil Baby. I honestly, I'm biased though. I like Money Man's music, but
Oh, Money Man.
yeah,
I said Moneybagg.
I had a personal conversation with Lil Baby before he did that verse. And ever since, I kept getting booked for his sessions because he fucked with me so much. So yeah, Lil Baby all day.
I will say this about both of those two, just to touch on this, bro, because I stay looking for like motivational content. Those two have some of the best motivational videos, bro.
In terms of like talking about real shit too in their raps, I think they're two like the best in terms of that when it comes to like mainstream rap for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And just in general,
I think that's a big part of it too.
Motivating in general.
100%.
Like Money Man's music is about getting money.
Right.
And Lil Baby is just a street dude getting money. So it's literally, and when you talk to them, they both think the same in different contexts. One is like more like entrepreneur in crypto and like just innovation, and one is more of like streets, but still like keeping your business in order. You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't know if you know who this is too. Payroll Giovanni. Bro,
Detroit.
I actually think he's one of like the better rappers that talk about like that real shit in terms of like getting money and still making it sound good in a song. Payroll Giovanni is him.
He's
bro.
so underrated, but I would say in his city though, he gets so much love from the people. But that is an underrated artist.
I could turn nothing into something. I could sort of struggle in the stunt.
Really,
what we talking about?
Really
bro?
set the foundation for all these Detroit artists that we see now.
I definitely gotta tap in.
Payroll, bro.
For real, bro. He's almost like in that same lane, but he's a little bit more Detroit style.
And also, like, if you hear like any other Detroit artists in their interviews or anything, though, they pay homage to Payroll. So like, that's how you know he's really a real motherfucker.
It's crazy because all the people from Detroit, they all made music together, and like they all have been on the come up together. Like Babyface, Ray, Bang Gang, Lonnie, V's, like all of them are homies.
Yeah.
But like in the trenches and shit, but they all been doing it for so long.
Babytron, all of them, they all have
It's a good one.
everything.
Older too, right? Yeah, Tigers.
Bro, but honestly, I feel like it goes into so much communities because if you're in the community and you're making music, you're gonna network, you're gonna know people.
Yeah.
Because of the fact, you guys are gonna be in the same rooms, you're gonna be in the same shows, and you're gonna be in the same studios.
For sure.
But also too, it's like not all cities are like that where they're working together, because at first people would really just talk about Atlanta as like the gold standard.
Our
like
cities,
Detroit is like the place next in line to Atlanta, and then now after the Not Like Us shit, we see LA starting to be more unified.
LA's been like that. I just feel like LA people are a little more like hard-headed, I guess. That's the best way to say it.
They have more of an ego.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I like they don't. I feel like a lot of LA artists don't like really support each other like they should.
There you go.
To like really pop off
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I was
Like Kendrick had to do like the pop out
Yep.
for like, bro.
Shout
there
out to
were so many
Kendrick too
different
for that
hoods on
shit though, because that
stage.
shit was really big
And
for
then
the city.
after that
For
shit,
sure.
like
Now-
after that shit,
now
everybody
everybody
on the West Coast is going
locked
crazy.
in.
Like dropping albums. Like I mean, that's what they should do because I mean the spotlight's
Shit,
on the West
Mozzie and
Coast now.
Kalen just dropping. That shit was
like,
big for
that
the West
shit,
Coast.
like
itself.
people's dropping, and I mean Kendrick put people on his album, and they're going crazy. Like
100%.
Lefty Gunplay is on #2 on Billboard or what? I think it's
Yeah,
Billboard, right?
100%. Everything
And,
you're
like,
saying is facts.
Bro, he just got out of jail. Like he really got out of jail like not that long
Shout out
ago.
to Lefty
Just- and he's
Gunplay
going
too. We
crazy,
talked shit
bro.
about you in that one podcast. It wasn't anything personal.
He's going
Yeah,
crazy,
Lefty
bro.
really fuck with you.
Seriously going
Shout out
crazy,
to
bro.
Neil Suva, first off. That's my brother, and that's the guy that's running. He's the GM for OTR. Shout out to Solus. He's the owner of
Solus,
OTR. Them boys is going crazy right now. But no, everything you said is. I was actually gonna say that the collaboration aspect. Atlanta collaborates with each other. Florida collaborates with
Everybody
each other.
does.
Detroit collaborates with each other. New York collaborates with each other. Tennessee, we're starting to see like the country scene collaborating with each other.
Right.
LA, come on, man, we got to step it up. Like I know we have colors and shit, but we got to just talent
that
is
shit
talent.
aside, bro.
Exactly, talent is talent. Lefty Gunplay. The reason why like some people may not agree with his music, some people may not agree with his tactics, but Lefty Gunplay, my boy Neil, he's breaking barriers. He's allowing him to expand his wings and just break that ignorance. He's collaborating with black artists, and he first like he was institutionalized, so he's
It's a little
Kinda still
different when
breaking
you're
out of
you
it
get
still.
what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like that black and brown thing is a real thing. Like
It is a real thing.
I'm not trying to be racist, but it's
It
a
is a
real,
real thing.
real thing out
I mean,
here.
he always he's always like, oh, you shout out to the blacks. I
on.
mean, like, and like people would take that
Yes.
the wrong way, but like he was
No,
he was so institutionalized for so long, so that's what he
It's
knows.
like his heart's in the right place.
Yeah, but like
It's like-
he don't really mean like kind of what he says. He
They're
just
like,
don't know how to
he's
word it
saying-
right. But like
and that's
he
the-
means good though.
And that's the thing, like, Kendrick, y'all shouted out Kendrick, him putting Peso, putting Lefty Gunplay, like shout out to some of the Hispanic people out there. we're also a representation of Cali music. Black people are a representation of Cali music. I feel like all of us collaborating, all of us combining talent, that's how everybody gets on and make money off of these records. At the end of the day,
and all this shit is gonna equal to dollars. I promise you, it's all gonna equal to dollars.
It sucks that it had to take this long because there's some West Coast artists that like.
R.I.P. to some of them. R.I.P. to some of them.
Like he started most of this shit, bro. Let's not even talk about that shit.
Like it sucks that it had to take this long because I would have loved to see Draco on the fucking on Hey Now on fucking Kendrick's album. Like I would have loved to hear him on that record. You know, Nip would have been doing his shit on that shit too. Like it sucks. Let's talk about that. Had to even like really take this long, bro. Like shit, like.
LA need to collaborate with each other.
Let's talk about that because Nip was one of the starters of the shit. He tried to do it when he was alive, bro. Yeah. He was starting to do it.
Yeah.
But Kendrick just took it to the next level just due to the fact that Kendrick obviously was bigger than Nip was.
Also, it kind of sucks that like, I mean, Nip, like he put out the Victory album, Victory Lap.
He passed right at the height of his career.
Yeah, exactly.
Nip would have been one of the bigger artists in this generation. I promise you.
He was fresh off of being on GQ, like what him and his wife on GQ
this is
with
what
the
horse. It was like boiling. It was boiling.
Bro.
And like boiling. He dropped it.
It was already stewing, bro.
Starting to pop out the pot. You feel me?
And that's like
that shit was about to be a geyser, bro.
That's what sucks the most because there's so much fucking artists that like really came up and they died at the height of their career. X, Juice WRLD, like all of them like died at the height of their career where they're right there. Like I would love to see what they're doing nowadays, you know? And it sucks because they have so much talent and it's like they didn't live to see like where they could have been. It sucks that it had to like
Pop Smoke.
And then people Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke would have been one of the biggest artists like ever, bro.
That's just
all that stuff though. I will say that all leads back to gangs and dumbass gang banging, trying to rob people. That shit is stupid.
Bro. I think everything is perception at the end of the day.
Yeah, LA. Well, we are a huge gang banging culture. It's a lot of community. Gang banging is a lot of community aspect, right? It's people joining into a collective. But if you're able to put like I said earlier, I don't let like budget be a reason why I don't work with talent. If talent is talent, bro, making a record that could impact a city that can get streamed 50 million times and you get paid 4 racks per million, and you're talking 50 million, that's 200,000. Why would you not do that? That's $250,000 legally.
Right.
Legally, like not even in the streets, not even.
That's the big thing too.
You see
making money legally.
That's like doing. You can put the you could put the set on. You could put like people on. Like, but at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people collaborate. You said it. Collaboration is so key. I think a lot of people need to just come together. Shout out to my boy Neo again. Like I said, he's been definitely pushing that boundary and for OTR at least and Lefty Gunplay and stuff. But like we need collaboration. Collaboration is gonna make cross marketing happen, cross genre happen, expansion of just culture. You know what I'm trying to say?
We need collaboration, but we also need to start talking about how that game banging shit is weak. Because people like Snoop Dogg, he's been making songs with people like
You've been ruffle some feathers, Daylyn. You've been ruffle some feathers.
I feel like,
bro, I don't care. My whole family was game banging. That shit is weak. I done lost so many people to that shit. It's weak, bro. That shit's fruity.
People don't want to talk about it.
You want to get in trouble and go to jail so you could be around niggas for the rest of your life? You're gay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I think.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, you can't really put it like. I mean, yeah, it's stupid, but like people growing up and that's all they've been around. Like that's all they're gonna know. I mean, you gotta have like a strong mindset to be like, all right, I'm not gonna go that route.
I grew up with my whole family gang banging.
But like that's all they know. Like their dad was probably gang banging. All their family's gang banging. That's all they know.
My dad used to gang bang. My brothers gang bang. But guess what? Me, I was always like. That shit is stupid.
Motherfucker's a straight arrow.
No, seriously.
I believe it.
Sometimes like it's a cultural thing for LA, right? Like I've seen it heavy out here, and you go other places and you don't see it. But I think definitely pride needs to be down. Definitely need to put away that part of the culture. Gangs were really created as a way to protect neighborhoods. If you really think about it, if you go back to history, gangs were really created to protect neighborhoods because police wouldn't protect the neighborhoods. So
like looking out for each other type shit.
we're already. That's kind of that was the mission statement. Like,
But it's got away from that.
It's
at some
strayed
point.
so far away from
you see what I'm saying?
Because it ain't doing that at all right
But
now.
in music, like you got to think when YG and Nip put a song together.
Last time that I
But
checked.
that's
That
what I'm
literally
saying,
about to
bro.
say
It was so crazy.
If I'm correct, I think Nip was the first one to take that step to like try to initiate that collaboration, and that was one of the first things that I've seen from LA
game
like
did
that.
The game did that.
the game.
The game did that.
You're right.
And Snoop.
Yeah, AD on that. What's that song? AD's Compton Crib, and
The Game is such an
and he was
underrated
from
rapper, too,
the Game
though,
from
like, all
Compton,
time.
and he was a Pyro. Like,
Yeah.
like they came together and they're good friends now, and they put each other on a song. Everybody's on My Flag. I think it was called My Flag off like one of his last albums. Like,
But you see how they're able to come together and
Yeah.
put a song out?
You gotta
If
separate the fucking. You gotta separate the gangbanging shit and just make good music together because both of you guys are talented.
But I will
Exactly.
say,
And you can make some
too,
shit shake. You know?
It is
Exactly.
hard
Exactly.
for people who
Real
do.
shit.
It's hard for people that do game bang to see past that,
Sometimes.
especially when there is bloodshed. And I do understand that, but you kind of have to do whatever you can to try to let that go in order to get past that.
And that's trauma and that's healing, right? Because sometimes trauma is hard. I heard from some of the OGs in that like are part of the Chicago movement, and they tell me like it's keeping score. It's like you take one of ours, we take 3 of yours. You take 3 of ours, we take 5 of yours. Oh, you took 5 of ours, we taking 7. It's like
You want to have the upper hand all the time.
It's like the Lakers.
it's
It's
never
like
gonna stop.
It's
Like-
like the Lakers and the Celtics, but at the end of the day, it's live versus
like that reference way better.
It's live versus championship. So you gotta tone it back.
Okay.
I can go in on that shit, bro. Y'all do that, bro.
Before you go on,
Yeah, let's just take it
we strayed completely off of the game.
Let's take it somewhere else.
Where are we going? What was it?
No,
Where did we-
Let's go somewhere else.
This shit
That
worked
came
out
from
crazy.
Lil Baby versus Money Man. That's where that came from. All right. So
I don't
okay,
remember where the
Marv,
fuck
we're
we
gonna
were,
go through
bro.
the rest of them. We're gonna do them
Yeah.
speed this
Let's
edition.
do it.
Okay, you feel me?
Let's speed it up.
So give me your reason behind all
This
of
or
them,
that.
but let's
This or
do
that.
short answers. Okay.
Yep.
So Nas versus Jay-Z.
Oh, you fucker.
Yeah.
Nas.
I want to say him, but like
Answer truthfully, bro.
Jay-Z's Blueprint. No, not Blueprint. Reasonable Doubt is my favorite album, so it's like it's like hard.
Some people say that's the best hip hop album.
Unpopular opinion.
I've heard some people say that.
Unpopular opinion. I don't know, man. I just don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe other people resonate to like his, but I can't get into Jay-Z music.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next one. You ready?
Jay-Z got some shit.
I think Jay-Z maybe will have to take that one, but Nas is up there because I also was on King's Disease. So
Yeah.
King's Disease 2 and King's Disease 1.
You engineered?
Yeah,
He
well,
engineered it.
I had part credit on King's Disease 2, but King's Disease 1, I was a part of that movement. Shout out to my mentor, David Kim. He allowed me to be a part of that. I didn't get official credit, but I was definitely
Replace me. Don't talk about that shit. Not that even bring it up.
Stop bringing that shit up.
No, I love that song,
anyways.
bro.
Yeah, anyways. So, on to the next one. This one's a little bit of a different one, but I thought I'd bring it up because they collaborated together before, okay? Benny the Butcher versus Russ.
You got the Russ look going.
I'm a fan of both. I got the long hair. I'm a fan of both, but Benny the Butcher is just an insane rapper. I got to see him like. Check this out. So I was in a session with him, and he was on live. He met a jeweler and bought some jewelry. He bought like ounces of weed, and then he was like, "I'm ready." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Hit record." And I hit record, and he recorded a whole verse in one take. To where like we played it back, and Hit Boy walked in. And he dabbed me up, thinking I did an incredible job, but like, that's a real professional.
All right, we're going to get into the next one.
So
real quick,
Benny,
all right?
for sure.
For sure. All right. So, this one I just got to ask because it's popular opinion.
For sure.
You feel me? Drake versus Kendrick, bro.
Okay. Kendrick, because I am from LA. Kendrick is just, I'm a big fan of Kendrick. Drake is a really great melodic rapper. So, and L.A. Kendrick.
I feel like after this beef,
like Kendrick.
it kind of swayed my opinion a little bit
Me
more.
too. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie,
Because
bro.
I
Did
was the whole time I'm like, oh, Drake got it, Drake. And
I think
then
it depends what
the
question you're
songs were
asking.
dropping, and I'm like,
I think it depends
And
what
then after
question
the
you're asking.
lawsuit, it's just like,
because
like,
Drake,
going out
no,
sad.
if
bro.
we're going straight off
that
songs,
doesn't even have anything to
like
do with
Drake
it.
obviously
What do you mean it don't
has
have
the
nothing
more
to do with
hits.
it? Yeah,
but I feel like
like-
lately Kendrick has showcased this talent,
Yeah.
and it's like he can make those hits, but he does not make those hits because he's more about his art and presenting his art to the people in the way that he wants to
But
present
in
it.
terms of artist,
I
Drake is better as an artist.
I just
don't know.
I just think
I believe Drake
I
is
really
a better
don't know
artist.
about
I
that.
do believe that.
biasly, I think thank God for Kendrick coming out the way he did because it put a lot of LA artists
You're right.
on the map.
Yeah.
It gave
Shout
them
out to Kendrick though.
confidence.
TDE showed nothing but love. So shout out to Kendrick.
And I've been recording some shit.
Yeah.
So like it's been amazing to see that pump. But yeah, I'm
So you're working with TDE artists then?
I mean, I'm working with people for sure.
Yeah, and I will say this
I
too.
got that.
Shout out to TDE
I would
inviting
say
us to
this too.
shit.
Yeah, shout out to TDE,
We're not
man.
saying nothing bad
Ever
about y'all.
since
Shout
their
out to TDE.
beef, it's just like Drake's music don't hit the same. Like all his new shit.
Okay,
That's
calm
anything
down,
new.
bro.
No, anything,
See, you're just taking it too
no,
far,
anything
bro.
that's
No.
came out since the beef.
We're not gonna do
Anything
that.
that's came out since the beef
He only
is
dropped
not
like 3
like
songs.
I know.
But
We're not gonna
He
do
only dropped
that.
like 3
those
songs.
three
What
songs
you talking
are not like anything he was dropping before.
Yeah, because
Bro,
he just put those
it's a
bitches
different
out.
man,
though.
but anyway.
No,
Like,
it's just like, I'm sorry. I'm telling you.
but like,
This is what happens when we do 2
I
podcasts
don't
a
think
day.
Drake's a
I
legend,
would
bro.
listen to every Drake song before that. I don't think I listened to no
But
100
like
Gig
Drake's a legend.
song.
You could always go back.
He
Nothing was the
is a
same. Take
legend.
care.
He's a legend that got
all the- he has
slaughtered.
hits, bro. It's not gonna differ.
He's
like,
a legend
all
that
right.
got his cheeks
We're going
taken.
to the next one. Y'all ready? All right. So this one will be a tough one for you too, bro.
You started all of this.
I know I did. I did. I always do. And I end up being the one that ends it too.
It's bad because I was defending Drake on one of the podcasts. I was like, nah,
Motherfucker
Drake
changing
gotta
his
get
mind
it.
all of a sudden.
Bro,
Hey, pull up the
not
clip.
like, they're not like us. They show every
Boy,
time
it's
that
just-
song come on.
All right. K2 Icy
Don't do it.
versus Zoe Osama.
Oh.
Zoe Osama. Is it Zoe?
Yeah,
Zoe.
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 I'm like,
I
Zoe.
was about to say Zoe.
She hard, huh?
Okay. Let me say it one more time. K2 Icy versus Zoe Osama.
K2IC all day, every day, no problems on that
Who'd
one.
you think I was gonna
Shout
say
out
that?
to Osama though.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna compare both my artists. I was
Yeah,
gonna
see,
take a
I
shot.
was
was
gonna
take a
do
shot.
that. I was gonna do that.
No,
No, but
if
what
you-
happens if I do?
if you compared both my artists, I can't name one, so I'd have to take,
Take
a shot.
Yeah.
I would
Are we
take a
still
shot.
playing that game?
That's the last question.
That's the last question. So
Okay,
let's
hold
take
on,
one since
hold
we're
on,
at the end of it.
I want to ask you something. So those are both the artists, K2
And Nueve.
what's your favorite song from both of them? What's your favorite K2 song and what's your favorite Nova Leo song?
So K2, I
already
helped.
poured it.
I helped write the song. There's 2 that I like. Area Codes and So Sprung are my favorite songs. Nueve Leo, that's my baby. It's going up right now, but
That's not his best song.
It just
bro. That's
feels
not his,
so
that's
good.
not his
I
best
love
song.
In Line, bro. By
K2. Don't K2
Oh,
got a song?
lie. Okay, hold
That
on,
shit
hold
was
on.
on repeat
Let me-
for so long,
let me
bro.
rewind,
That
let me
whole,
rewind.
that whole, like, EP.
I
that whole
wrote-
EP is, that shit was
Okay,
fire,
so-
bro.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, I was gonna say In Line. You said In Line. You said In Line. I helped write In Line. So In Line is another one of my favorite, but I be forgetting that record just because Area Codes is a newer song.
Bro, that song's so hard.
No,
bro.
you-
I mean, it's
you
still
only-
so hard, but like that shit was in heavy
I
rotation for
tripping?
so long.
Am I tripping or does K2 have a song called IG Models?
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit tough. That shit tough.
Yeah, that shit
I
was-
like that one.
IG, man.
IG models. Yeah,
You want to know his best
I
song
like
though?
that song.
Situations, bro.
I wrote that song.
Situations is the best song.
I wrote that song. I ain't
My
gonna lie.
Type
life keeps
shit.
going through
But
changes.
me and K2, the way we work shit, he'll do a melody, and after he does a melody, I'll hear it, and sometimes I'll write, and sometimes he'll write. But that specific song, he did an insane melody. I couldn't get over it, and I was like, let me figure out some of the words, and then I helped him with some of the words, and then he came back with some words, and we
That's tough.
were
Piece it
just
together,
Yeah,
huh?
we were just going back and
Piece
forth.
it
It was
together.
so fun.
That's
That
tough.
song, Situations, was fun for sure.
That's what I'm telling you. That's his best song. Bro, I heard it recently and I was like, this shit goes crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually believe it's one of his best written songs.
Do you have any advice for anybody that wants
we
to
rolling?
make beats and learn how to engineer?
if you want to make beats or you want to engineer, I would say best advice is focus on one. I wanted to write music. I wanted to record myself. I wanted to be the engineer. I wanted to be the producer. At some point, I made beats. I watched this clip on Instagram that said, how can you give 100% of something if you're dedicating 100% to 4 things, which means mathematics. Come on. I knew we were connected somehow. So 25, 25, 25, 25, right? If you're giving 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, you're really capping out at 25. Eliminate certain things and you start to maximize a little bit more effort in certain things.
Okay.
So if you're trying to produce or you're trying to engineer, I would say get really good at one thing. I got really good at engineering to the point where Southside is like praising me. Hitmaker and Mixed by Source is praising me.
Hitmaker's tough.
And like, you
That's
know,
really one of my favorite.
Pyrex is praising me, and like certain people are praising me to where they're like, teach me how to record, I'll teach you how to produce.
Yeah.
And like that information one-on-one personally is better than YouTube.
Okay.
So basically what you go into is a jack of all trades is a master of none.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that I live by actually. But it's honestly something I almost struggle with at the same time. I don't know if you guys are the same way. Because like me, I always, bro, I want to put my head into like so many different types of things. You know what I mean? Like I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be in
everything. My fault, gang.
See, come on, bro.
My fault. That's the Henny talking.
Too, but also
damn,
at the same time.
The Henny talking.
Yeah, that Henny talking back for real. Nah, but at the same time, I always try to like pull myself back sometimes from some kind of things and being like that'd be a little bit too much, right? Putting too much on your plate. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that is a really big thing, but it all goes into balance at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I talk about that so much on this podcast.
Right.
It's something we talked about in this podcast, but we also talk about it a lot in other episodes.
For me, it's weird because like I like rapping, but like I haven't been like, oh, I'm trying to be a rapper. You feel me? But it's also like I'm like maybe
you
I
like having fun.
Yeah, I'm like maybe I learned how to do this shit because I could put some lyrics together and I could talk some shit.
Come on.
But then it's like you hear my
Marv
voice
said the
and
book with
I sound like something dying, bruh.
Yeah.
And then like when I'm with someone that knows how to engineer or do, they're like, I don't even want to mess with this nigga voice.
No, well, sometimes there's a difference between an engineer that loves what they're doing and actually cares about the craft, and there's an engineer that
Just going and like record you.
ain't getting paid.
Oh, see, he don't get paid, but this be my engineer right here. But
So,
he
bro,
just be
when I record him,
soon
bro,
I'm
I don't
done,
give a fuck.
He don't send
Bro,
me.
I'm not
He
getting-
don't send me it or nothing.
I'm
He
not
don't give me
getting
no
paid,
tips.
I'm not getting
He don't send me no tips, no
I
nothing.
feel it. But at the end of the day, like, passion is passion. If you're good at what you do, you know AMP, the streamers.
Yeah.
They did a cipher.
Yeah, right.
They did a cipher.
and it was fire.
Bruh.
Bro, half those artists are better than like some mainstream artists, bro.
What did that tell you? That tells you that like creative energy is creative energy. It's not energy is not created nor destroyed.
Right.
It's transferred. If you want to have creative energy, manifest that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Grab it from something that inspires you.
Right.
Amen.
Can't change it, can't
Right.
cancel it, can't negate it. But you can always form it and you can always morph it into what you want it to be.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like creative energy is everywhere. You know what I'm trying
I'm
to
not
say?
gonna lie, bro. You're
See,
speaking my language right
But
now.
that's
real.
my thing
For
though,
real.
because we talk about how like a jack of all trades is like not a master of anything.
Of anything.
But like when niggas like this don't want to actually take your shit serious when you like I'll be like I gotta
me out as an
no,
engineer
I'll be
right
like,
now.
I gotta do it myself. I'll be like, I gotta try to do it myself
So-
in order to develop myself.
I've
You
been
feel
engineering
me?
for a minute, bro. But honestly, sometimes like if it's just the homies in the studio, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mix your whole vocal, bro. Come on.
Okay. Well, I'll challenge
Homie
you.
trying to sing,
I'll
you sound
challenge you. I'll
raspy,
challenge you. What if you hear somebody and you're like, damn, your voice is unique?
It's different.
If you just said certain things a certain way, you might actually go.
That's me. I got the monotone voice, everything. Like you can play my voice. Everything.
See, he's lying.
No, I'm not. But you see,
You know what I mean?
I believe in you, bro.
If y'all hear
They don't believe in us.
At the end of the day,
God did.
Okay. Let's get away from that.
that was a good one. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Okay,
It's
so
true.
brother, you've been in the music industry for a while. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's the craziest thing you've seen because of the fact you're part of this music scene?
Well, honestly, I think humbly, I'm saying now, like the craziest thing I've seen is like my own artist, like draw that like cult like following.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, I ain't never seen that before. Like it's one thing when you see somebody walk away and you see like a crowd walk with them in the movies or like in the TV or YouTube and shit. But it's different when you see them in real
person, bro. Bro, I saw it firsthand when we went to Merced, and mind you, he's gotten bigger since then.
Yeah.
But mind you, bro, like it was crazy.
So does that make you want to like take on new artists that you feel like have talent, so you can just see that again and again and again?
To get that high again, almost. You feel me?
So I went. I recorded the Lil Baby verse for Money Man's record 24, and when the song came out, I was gassed. It went platinum, double platinum, triple platinum. I felt that.
Yeah.
That accomplishment is something that not a lot of people can feel. I got to feel it.
You pop bottles for that?
I really did.
Yeah.
But I wanted to feel that with my artist. And regardless, like I said, I don't let budget affect if we can work or not. If you're talented, if you work hard, if you do the things that you need to do to be successful, I will take you on. And if I take you on, I will invest in you. And if I invest in you and you succeed, bro, we're on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? We're like on. And it doesn't matter if it's sometimes people as a business, you have to see product and how much it sells. Sometimes product can make you profit $2, $3, $100, $200. But I don't look at profit as far as dollar value. I look at profit as far as like work ethic, culture, and movement. If you're pushing all three at the same time, I have to go harder on you.
And that's
You're
true.
you're seeing it.
That's true.
I'm
grow,
watching it envelop.
Yeah.
I can't help but to like want to, you know what I'm trying to say?
But there's a really good question that comes with that.
Yeah.
So mind you might not even want to answer this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask it anyways.
Ask.
So between your two artists, so mind you, me biasly.
Here
I'm
it
gonna
goes. Here it goes.
Don't try to pit them against each
No,
other.
I'm not.
This nigga's like,
But
you gotta watch
biasly,
for
I
it.
believe. I believe Leo's the bigger artist over K2 Icy right now. It's
Okay.
not in terms of followers, not in terms of engagement. It's because of actual movement.
Right.
It's because of people that pop out to the shows, people that support. That's why I believe that. So mind you, don't have to answer that. What I'm asking, see this motherfucker wants to keep going.
Yeah.
This is a good
So-
question though, because it's
So my
controversial
question
questions.
is there between the two, do you see the ability to, I guess, like to embrace that? To almost like embrace not the competition of it, but the fact that like both of them are in this together and not like almost like a competition fact of it.
Well, one thing first and foremost, I always remind each and every one of them, K2 and Leo, y'all are brothers, right? If we're homies and we're competing against each other, it's friendly. You know what I'm trying to say?
Friendly fade.
Don't turn it personal.
Come on.
And show the clip.
Well,
If I score a 3 over you, guard up. Get your defense up. But like, it's one thing like both of them competing against each other, both of them combining
Yeah, and that's
with each other.
mainly what I'm asking. Is it like friendly comment? Like, do you see that being embraced between the duality of the both of them?
Yeah, I think so. The beauty is Leo is 2 years older than K2. I understand this, right? If I was to have a child, my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old, I'm gonna have experience with my 3-year-old that I didn't have with my 1-year-old,
Yeah.
right? So I can apply to my 1-year-old that I didn't apply to my 3-year-old.
Bro, and let me tell you, from the experience that I've had from him being in the same room with them too, bro, it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Seeing him talk to
How
them
old is
too.
K2?
No, wait.
I'm gonna say
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
Basically, what I was saying is the fact that, like, bro, he talks to them like they dead ass said it too. Like they're his fucking children, bro.
Yeah.
But mind you, they respect him so much that it's a beautiful thing to see because they really respect his opinion. They respect what he has to say. So when he talks to them that way, they're like, okay, I need to chill this way. I need to chill that way.
One thing is, like, I'm older, right? Those that are older feel like they know more. They know better. I don't think I know more. I don't think I know better. But at the end of the day, I feel like both of y'all should never compete against each other, right? The reason why I say that is because you guys are best friends. If you guys are best friends, let's use each other's strengths to better each other's strengths.
I think they do too, to be honest with you. Because
100%.
the way they collaborate and the way they almost include each other in everything, that is a very easy way to bring each other up.
Exactly. So you're using each other's strengths to help benefit each other's strengths. But at the end of the day, you're your own person. You're your own person. I always make sure that they separate themselves, but come together at the same time. But one thing is self-confidence within each other. Leo knows that he moves culture in this way. K2 knows that he moves culture in this way. And I encourage both things at the same trajectory.
It's a duality of it, basically.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think his music is better than his. I don't think his music is better than his. But at the end of the day, if you're working hard and you're trying to be the best artist that you're trying to be, you're going to be the face of a franchise, regardless, right?
Right.
So you in your own right are a king. You in your own right are a king. So lead your kingdom the way you need to lead it. I'm here to set boundaries when you think you're out of line, right? When you think that you're above the program, I got to set you back for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And that's either humbling or that's either just pointing you in the right direction. But one thing that I do admire about both of them, K2 is not afraid to ask Leo, how should I do this? And Leo will say, this is what I did. What do you think you should do? And K2 will say, you know, I think I'm leading in this direction. Would you mind if I do it like this? And Leo said, do it like this, actually. And he gives him advice on how he did it, but gives him an extra step. And to me, that's humility at its finest.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this much. From us interviewing Leo that one time,
Yeah.
I could just tell, mind you, I don't want to put any knocks on Leo or anything like that, but he's a very self-conscious person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people might not see that in the music, on the stage, any of that, but he's a very self-conscious person.
Yeah.
He's very self-aware, almost maybe sometimes to a fault.
Yeah.
To where the fact he self-criticizes himself a lot. You know what I mean? Because even like it was funny because we were at the podcast and he was asking me and they were making fun of it. He's like, what do you think I could get better at? And I said, if I was you, the only places I think you should build is this. And they're like, bro, who are you to say that? But the fact that he was even able to ask someone like me who he doesn't know anything about me, you feel me? He's only met me twice, but he's still asking me these questions. Goes to show how humble he is at the end of the day. K2IC is the same exact fucking way, you feel me? So the fact that you have two people like that is a very big thing that has a lot to say how well they are willing to grow and how much their growth will pay dividends in the end.
And I will say, like, I don't manage them alone. I have partners that help manage them. I believe in...
Shout out to Kayleen too.
Kayleen, AB, shout out to both of y'all. It takes a village to create a foundation for something to be successful. And one thing I'm not afraid of is if I don't know something, I will find somebody
that knows
or
it.
I will reach out to somebody that knows it, educate me. I will educate them in what I know and we'll combine resources and we just grow together.
Honestly, that's beautifully said, bro. And I think that's a great place to end this podcast on, personally.
Mentorship.
No, for sure.
No, for real, because I think we touched on a lot of things and I appreciate you for lending your voice to us, bro, because it's been great to hear.
Yes.
A lot of game, a lot of knowledge.
Whoever's down to take a shot right now, I know.
I'm down to take a shot.
I know we're two
I'll take a shot,
podcasts
I
deep,
think.
but
Let's cheers
if
to
y'all
this.
down to take
I'm
another
about
shot
done.
right now,
I'm
I'm
done
down to
with
take another shot. Come on.
You ain't gonna take a Henny shot?
Yeah,
And then we go ahead. We're going to go ahead. Oh, damn, you finished your crown?
yeah.
Damn.
Damn. Yeah, Joel's drunk.
He poured him a bit. You drunk?
Yeah, well, no.
I'm okay.
I ain't getting Uber home. You getting Uber home.
I done grabbed Joel Ken.
Hey, but thank y'all for real. Cause this is important.
This is a
fire podcast.
No, for sure.
This is a fire
Yeah,
podcast.
we're gonna push all this kind of shit out, bro. This is the best podcast you've been on.
I ain't gonna lie.
He
Shout
like,
out to
nope.
y'all. This is the best podcast I've been on.
Okay, I was waiting to say it too, bro.
No, I got to talk about a lot of shit that I normally wouldn't really
Bro,
say.
I'm like, see,
That's
this
what happens on Drink Champs Underground. You feel me?
No,
Hey.
this one's hard because it's like we really could talk about like just have a normal conversation for a minute.
Yeah, a lot of times
like,
I think I was on camera, bro.
I wanted to really
crazy
go.
on the money man and little baby. We went out there.
And the Drake and Kendrick.
yeah.
We was about to beef
Cheers
up
to y'all,
in.
bro. We about to get
Cheers,
into a new
cheers,
year,
cheers.
brother. Everybody that's watching us right now,
Cheers.
go ahead and take a shot with us if you're of age. Let's get 2025 to be the best year we ever had. Yeah. Before we say goodbye, go ahead and shout out anything that you have to shout out, and go ahead and talk about anything you want to talk about. You feel me?
Shout out to the people behind the scenes, first off. Shout out to everybody here. I think everybody has knowledge and wisdom. Listen to every podcast because there's gems in every podcast. And you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to everybody trying to get it because at the end of the day, I try to get it. I made it to where I am. But there was belief in where I wanted to go. And if you have a vision to where you want to go, you can achieve it. I promise you can achieve it. I'm 30 years old. Not a lot of people think I'm 30. It's fucked up to say, but I'm older than what I look. But, you know, it goes to show that age ain't shit. If you're 22, get it. If you're 23, get it. 25, get it. I'm 30, get it. So, you know, push forward.
Is 30 still YN?
Nah, fuck no, it's not.
You owe it.
30 might be the upper part of the YNs.
It's not.
It's a ON.
But regardless of that, if y'all want to tap in with Marv, go ahead and check the link down in our description. Hopefully he launched his studio by now. Is the studio coming soon, bro?
Yeah. So studio is actually ready, but I'm not gonna officially open it until the new year. Shout out 2025. 2024 was a motherfucker, but at the end of the day, 2025 is new blessings, and I believe in hitting the reset button every year and achieving the best that you can achieve. If you ran a 420-40 the first year, let's run a 410-40 the next year.
You feel
Let's
me?
get better.
Self-growth every single year.
Shout out Cat Williams.
Self-growth every single year, brother. Hey, shout out to every single person that's on this podcast right now. Shout out to the place that we're at right now. Shout out to The Watch. They have an app located in the description below. If y'all want to tap in with them, tap in with them. It's a network of studios located in the Los Angeles area and other studios if you guys are artists trying to see studios around the area. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for being a part of this. Shout out to Mixed by Marv. Shout out to Daylyn. Shout out to Joel. And this is our first LA Media Day. So we're going to see y'all soon in the next one. So subscribe, comment, like, and we're going to see y'all soon, all right? Everybody go ahead and give it a hand. Everybody go ahead and give it a hand. Go ahead, Marv. Say whatever you got to say. Say whatever you got to say.
Man, love to everybody. Appreciate everybody. And at the end of the day, if you have a dream, follow it. These guys are achieving, I'm drunk. Achieving their dream by doing what they do every day and being themselves. At the end of the day, get famous for being yourself. Don't be somebody that you're not. It's easier to be loved for who you are than who you're not. And man, shout out to them. Beautiful podcast.
I appreciate
Beautiful
it, brother.
Time. Let's keep it pushing.
I appreciate it,
We need
brother.
K2 on the pod, man.
Yeah,
Let's get into the pod too. But I
K2
appreciate
on
y'all
the
for
pod,
watching.
man.
Go ahead and keep tapping in, and we'll see y'all soon, all right?
Yeah.
That's out. LA Media Day.
These days,